You have a divorce budget. I want you to think about every decision you make in divorce through these 4 resources. You have emotion, energy, time, and money. Every position, everything you're thinking of, think through those 4 resources so you won't become over budget. I mean, that's the whole point here. This is Getting Divorced Without Losing Your Mind with Corey Shapiro. This is a family-first podcast because today's choices really impact your child's future. This episode, we're going to focus on the reality that divorce isn't just a financial problem. It's really a capacity problem. And a lot of potential clients come to me for consultations, and the story is very similar. They have a strong position. Sometimes it's, I want sole custody. The reason they want sole custody is they say because their ex or soon-to-be ex is a sociopath, and I put that in quotes because I don't know necessarily what that really means. Are they a bad parent? Are they not active? Are they just upset with them? Everyone means something different. And when I start exploring this issue with them, I realize that they just want to be the primary parent. They're afraid of when they get divorced, they're not going to see their children every day. And even though they're in a bad marriage, now they get to see their kids every day. And they can't stomach the fact that they may see their kids even 50-50. That is not appropriate for them. But when I also explore a little further, I realize, or I help them realize, that they don't have an unlimited budget. And smarter clients understand this. So what's really going on here? Well, there's 4 resources of your divorce. You have a divorce budget. And I want you to think about every decision you make in divorce through these 4 resources. You have emotion, energy, time, and money. Every position, everything you're thinking of, think through those 4 resources so you won't become over budget. I mean, that's the whole point here. Let's say you spend your emotion and you're over budget on emotion. It bleeds over to other issues or other resources. So you may be overextended on your emotion, which means you may be running through several attorneys to try to advocate for you. If you are over budget on your time, this might mean you are making quick decisions that look good now, but may not be good in the future. And that's a big problem where you're thinking about the short term because the pain is so great now. How do you plan for the long term? So smarter clients going through divorce realize that divorce is not just about money. It's about these 4 resources. And my core message to you is every decision you make in your divorce, think about these 4 resources: your emotion, your energy, your time, your money. Let me give you an action step to make this clear. Think about a position. It could be custody, like in my example, but it doesn't have to be. It could be financial in nature. And then rate your budget on each of these 4 resources, 1 to 10, 10 being the most. And what are you willing or able to allocate to this issue? So let's say it was a custody issue. Your emotion, how much emotion? And I want you to think about when you're difficult divorce, the emotion is going to be great. It sort of reminds me of like the pain chart at the doctor's office. A 10 is basically unbearable. So how long can you last on a 10? Not that long with that pain, probably moments. So think about that. And if you, same thing, go through your energy, your time. If you put a 10 on time, especially in bigger cities like New York, where the system is so clogged, that might be a 5 to 7 or 8 year divorce. Do you have 5 or 7 or 8 years to put into this? And for money, it's going to be much more than even a private college education. So you see, that's why I'm really doing this podcast, because most people don't have that type of budget to achieve their objectives if the other side is resisting. And I'm trying to get you earlier for preventative divorce, not necessarily to stay married, but a better way to go about these issues. Sort of reminds me of Dave Ramsey, where he says, cut up your credit cards, cut up your credit cards and use, your debit card, because he doesn't want you to go into debt. And then he has these people who have made poor choices in the past, and they're like, $200,000 in debt. But then he has them do, I think it's a shout out or a scream out, comes back, and they're debt free after 2 years or something like that, because they made choices. And they couldn't see these choices before Dave gave them that knowledge. That's what I'm hoping this is doing for you. I want you to filter all of your decisions in your divorce through those 4 resources. Because as I said, divorce is really a capacity problem. It's not just financial. I got you. I'm here. I'm here each week helping you through a difficult divorce. And next episode, we're going to deal with the emotional or the emergency emotional response system in a divorce. We're going to go deep on that since it's such a big issue. This is Corey Shapiro. Let's step forward with clarity together.
This podcast offers general information only. It cannot replace legal advice. If you need tailored advice, contact an attorney licensed to practice in your area.